Alright, this is a continuation on a video series that I promised you 3 weeks ago. My apologies for the length of time. But for anyone who doesn't know, this is my 10 steps of recovery for Arsenal Football Club. Um, they have shown a little bit better form since the last time I spoke to around this subject. However, I still think that these steps are necessary. Step one would be the board. Um, I honestly think that we need to get rid of them. It's as simple as that. I think that they slow the progress down of the club. Um, there was a story in today's paper, funnily enough, um, about Brian Marwood being the David Dean figure of the club in terms of coming in and handling the transfers of the club. I just think that's just there's only one person that should handle the transfers of the club, and that is Arsene Wenger. The only other person I'd like to see would be David Dean back. Now, if that's not going to happen, then it might as well be left to Arsene Wenger. I think he would be the best person for the job. Um, I think bringing Brian Marwood now, I think potentially you could cause friction between Wenger and and Brian in terms of getting people on board, negotiating contracts and things like that. However, I do think something needs to be done. I think that there's obviously some sort of communication problem between Wenger and the board. Um, and that's why I think the board, who have no stake in the club at the moment, all their shares were bought, so why are they still in place? Um, and I think that comes back to Stan. I think he's the majority share owner. Him and that Russian guy who I can't even Muslimov. I don't know his first name. Um, between them two, they own the club. Um, because the Muslimov isn't a board member, he doesn't really have that much say. So Sam is the HNIC. So he needs to be doing something. He needs to be seen to doing something. And a good thing would be to just get rid of that entire board. They're not necessary. They don't need to be in place. And as far as I can see, if there's ever a time when Wenger needs money, such as this January transfer window, anyone who's a football fan will know there's one team that needs to spend some serious money. It's Arsenal. We need to spend some money. Me personally, I would spend some money on a defender, on a defensive midfielder, and a striker. Um, in January, those types of players will cost a lot of money, and it's only 1 month to be able to get that money and then locate the target and then attempt to bid for that player, negotiate the contract for that player, and then bring him on board. And by the time I think Wenger negotiates the transfer budget and how much is left, how much is there for us to spend, that January transfer window is going to slam shut, and we need at least 3 players on board. And for me, the biggest problem of that whole process is the board. I think you don't have in Chelsea, you don't necessarily have a board. At the end of the day, um, Abramovich does exactly what Abramovich is going to do. Like, you don't consult with nobody. You don't consult with any board members. Yeah, he has a chief executive. There's a couple of other members of executive staff. They don't have no board. Same thing with Man City. There ain't no board there. You'll have a chief executive. But at the end of the day, them Arab guys are going to do exactly what they're going to do. They're going to do it. And I think for Arsenal to progress as a football club, in terms of bringing the people that are necessary for us to be successful on board, um, that has to start with uh, the board members there. You know, for me, that's the major problem in terms of fix at Arsenal. You have to locate a problem in order to solve it. and that is a major problem. The communication between Wenger and the board. By taking the board out, create a relationship between either yourself and Wenger, and I'm talking as though I'm stand here, so either between yourself and Wenger, or you have a David Dein type of figure. I'm not necessarily sure Brian Marwood is the way to go. I would be tempted to bring David Dein back on board, someone who Wenger has already had a previous relationship with. Bring him on board, and then go forward. Because for me, I think the longer the board stays there, then the more penny pinching you're going to get. I hope sincerely I'm wrong about this position. I hope to God I'm wrong about this prediction I made. I don't think Arsenal will bring anyone. Maybe Henry. This is a club I've just said that needs 3 players. I actually think they're more likely to sell 3 players than they will be to bring them on. Yeah, that board is all about making money. And from a business standpoint, you might say, okay, well, that's a smart thing. That's what a businessman would do. And nobody who goes into football goes in there thinking, yes, let's make some quick bucks. The way to do that is by investing for the long-term future of that club, not for the short term. And that's what the board. Oh man. Anyway, you see, I'm getting frustrated because Arsenal are very close to my heart. It's a club that I just want to see do well, and I feel like the board hold down. They prevent the progress of that club for me. Um, so my number 10 step would be to get rid of the board. We'll get step 9 shortly, and hopefully tweet this video to anyone that matters in Arsenal. Because number 9 will be a big step, and it will be a step which I will explain fully as to how to do it, and where I think we'll get if we achieve it. Alright, comment, subscribe, like this video. Take care.